Hey everyone, welcome to today's hilarious adventure. The turtle struggles to help Chai Pai find himself, but ends up causing a big mess. But that's gonna cost a pretty penny, so if you want to revive, you've got to join us in our little crime spree. Meanwhile, Dean is splurging on a gun. He stormed into the trio's hangout, determined to snatch Chai Pai back. But Turtle's words left Chai Pai pretty hostile. Chai Pai angrily grilled Turtle, "You give me a half-baked body, and then expect gratitude." Suddenly, Chai Pai sparked up like a faulty robot, and all the city's police spots went kaput. This was all Uncle Wolf's due. Uncle Wolf hacked the system with his tech skills, putting all the police spots into nap time. This move left all machines in a frenzy, and even Chai Pai couldn't escape the chaos. Dean saw this scene and thought, "I've got to get back to the office and revive Chai Pai." He shot Turtle out of the way and snatched Chai Pai's body. With the cops down for the count, the gangs went wild. They ran rampant, turning the city into a scene from a bad action movie. The few human cops left had no choice but to jump in and try to halt the madness. Dean finally brought Chai Pai back to HQ, engaging in an epic mouse battle to purge the bugs. After a series of operations, Chai Pai showed signs of a revival, like a character coming back in a Marvel movie. He discovered the neurocontroller that Uncle Wolf used, and it felt like a high-tech toy. Chai Pai thought, "Let me give this a whirl." With Turtle's help in getting a new body, he could live long. So Chai Pai made a beeline for home with it. He overnighted the research and came up with a consciousness extraction method, like he was in the Matrix. But he was short on cash. Forearmed to the teeth, planning to grab a transport truck. With robot Chai Pai's help, they understood that robbery requires finesse. The heist went off without a hitch. Some guards were knocked out by Chai Pai's darts, making the cash theirs. But right before they left, Chai Pai had some. The crew boldly robbed in broad daylight, only to be caught on drone cameras. Nothing like easy money with a side of surveillance. This put the robotics firm in hot water, and Uncle Wolf was ready to seize the opportunity. This time, the boss agreed to let Uncle Wolf track and stop Chai Pai. Dean's intuition said it was bad, so he grabbed a weapon. He sped off to save Chai Pai, only to find he had no will to fight. Had he become a Zen robot? Turtle had already confided in Chai Pai the heavy truth that there was simply no way to buy a body. Chai Pai's mood plunged from the heights of bliss to the depths of despair, leaving him wondering why even his most trusted ones deceived him. Turtle kept apologizing, but Dean shouted, "This isn't the time for tears. Grab the gun and protect yourself." Chai Pai thought it was whatever since his battery was low. Dead is dead. But then the big boss made his entrance. The big boss saw Chai Pai on the news and wanted to recruit him as his weapon. Not this time. Turtle stands his ground. All parties clashed. The tension was thick. Chai Pai grew increasingly calm until his mother Randy called for help, sparking a tiny. Just then, the mighty Lost Beast crash landed, throwing everyone into disarray. What was once a standoff turned into a slaughter. The big boss had suffered heavy losses, and Chai Pai's crew was no cakewalk either. The loot was now just flying debris. Uncle Wolf was gearing up for revenge when Chai Pai jumped in, pulling out his old tricks to stick a remote bomb on him. Right when Chai Pai was about to push the button, Wolf's bullets started flying in, spoiling the fun. Turtle hastily fired shots at the surveillance monitors, thereby affording Chai Pai a tiny sliver of hope for escape. The formidable power of the big boss has abruptly been recharged once more. With danger piling up, Chai Pai's choices grew even more complicated, and he found himself in deep trouble. Chai Pai faced daunting decisions, as Wolf's shadow loomed large in his mind. It was do or die. After all, he just didn't want to go down like that. In a state of desperation, Chai Pai vowed to live joyfully and forge ahead. Not gonna give up, he will keep protecting humanity. At that moment, Dean stood resolutely in front of Lost. He felt immense pressure as the metal bear came rushing in, and although it was painful, he had never backed down. At a critical moment, Randy gave an ultimatum but was hit by a flying grenade. The loss of his mother ignited pure fury in Chai Pai. He rushed towards the remote bomb, collapsing in despair. Uncle Wolf sensed the intense rage and, with resolve, was determined to seek revenge. Chai Pai was consumed with anger, refusing to let his mother die in vain. He crashed into the robotics company, bumping into Uncle Wolf, unaware that he was the one who had killed his mother. Fuming, Chai Pai swung a wrench at him, making Uncle Wolf wince, retaliating immediately. Even as Wolf tried to evade, he ultimately got a thorough lesson in pain from Chai Pai. Amid cheers, Chai Pai returned to the factory, finally locating the neuro helmet. With power waning, he didn't hesitate to give Dean the only machine body, decisively pushing the start button. Dean instantly awakened in the new body, staring at his own corpse with mixed feelings. But this wasn't the time for that. Don't forget to subscribe and keep following Chai Pai's side-splitting hilarious escapades.